Welcome to MedAxiom HeartTalk, where thought leaders come together for one ultimate goal: to continually transform cardiovascular care for all. MedAxiom HeartTalk starts now.
Hi, I'm Melanie Lawson, and welcome to MedAxiom HeartTalk. Welcome to the Meet the Experts episode. And today, I am joined by Jerry Blackwell, President and CEO of MedAxiom. And Jerry's not only a passionate, seasoned leader in cardiovascular medicine, but also a practicing clinician with a passion for team-based care and transforming how we deliver it. He has spent more than 30 years shaping the field, and I cannot wait to dive in for his perspective, which is so important in this moment, I must say. All right, so with years of experience in cardiovascular medicine and as president and CEO of MedAxiom, how has your perspective of effective leadership kind of evolved over the years?
Sure. Well, first of all, Mel, thanks for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. I think that you actually really hit it on the head. It has evolved. I mean, it's been a process over the course of many, many years. Before I was in medicine, I was involved in team sports and had the blessing of being involved with some elite teams and learned leadership and the concept of teamwork before I went into medicine. When I got into medicine, it hit me, probably shouldn't have hit me, but it hit me that medicine's a team sport as well. There are a lot of individual components to it, but what has evolved for me over the course of my time in medicine is how we have to include multiple other team members to actually provide the best value to those we serve, patients and society. So I think it's been the evolution of watching how different folks do this, because leadership is not just one thing. There are a variety of different elements, and I've been blessed to be around a lot of really good people that help me.
Yeah, kind of talk about building that team. Who would be the key players on the team that you build to really make this work well?
Sure. Well, I think that for most teams, it works out best if you truly have complementary folks. You don't want people that all do the same thing. Just like on a sports team, you wouldn't want everybody that played one position. You want folks that do a variety of different things. Oftentimes it works out best if folks do things so complementary that other folks can't do it. I mean, in other words, it is truly a different skill set. And I think that what good leaders then do is guide those different skill sets in a common direction. And importantly with that, they do it with an element of energy and enthusiasm that makes the goal clear what it is that you're trying to do, and then helps them along the way. So I think the team needs to have multiple different members, and it depends upon where you are in medicine, what those teammates look like.
And make everybody feel valued, right? Because that buy-in is so important.
It is crucial because, one of the things I think that I try to explain to young folks as they get going on this, leadership is both an art and a science. I mean, there's great academic scholarship related to leadership. So leadership can be taught, leadership can be learned, but there's an element of art to it. And that art is, as you just say, making folks want to do it, make them feel valued in what they do. And I think that leadership involves a spectrum of things, and depends upon the team that you're dealing with.
Yeah, no doubt. So let's talk a little bit about those non-negotiables. When you're coaching someone to be a better leader, what are those skills and qualities that you just cannot not have?
Yeah. So I think most importantly, from my point of view, is authenticity. I mean, people see through a ruse. And so if somebody is positioned as a leader and the folks on the team can immediately see that guy or girl is one thing at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and another thing at 10 in the morning, in other words, there's multiple sort of sides to them, that if you're not authentic, you've had it. So I think that's a non-negotiable. The second one is like unto it in a sense. It's trust. Most authentic people are trustworthy. I mean, you have to be very consistent in what you do. So I think that the authenticity and trust matter. From where I touch leadership and where I am in the profession I chose, servitude is also a non-negotiable. You have to be willing to serve. People tend to think that particularly early in the journey, that leadership is about authority, and that's dead wrong. Leadership is about influence, and you can only influence folks if they realize that you're authentic, you're trustworthy, and you're there to serve.
Yeah, I love that. Those are the heart pieces that make it all work. When you talk about authenticity, you also have to have a level of vulnerability when it comes to that, because you don't know everything, but to be able to say that also means a lot to a team.
It really does. Leadership doesn't mean you have all the answers. And since you don't have the answers, you're learning from those around you to be vulnerable, to say, man, teach me something. Let me learn about this, or I messed that up. That measure of vulnerability goes a long way. Now, you don't want folks cowering on the floor. I mean, but
there's a level.
No, that's exactly right. But the vulnerability matters. I've seen that influence folks about as much as anything else. They say, gee whiz, she's real, he's real. Yeah, exactly.
Goes home at night and questions, the day.
I do it right. Yeah, exactly right.
All right, so if you were to describe what makes MedAxiom's approach to leadership and really transformation unique, we call it the MedAxiom way, of course. Sure. What does that really look like in action?
Yeah, a great question. Listen, if you pick one word, it would be culture. In other words, there is a cultural element to what we do. There's an expectation of behavior, of commitment, of relatedness to one another. So it really is this notion that if you become part of the MedAxiom team, you're here, and we are going to do anything in our power to help you. In return, you're going to do anything in your power to help us. And I tell folks that while we serve our community, and thrilled to do that, the way to do that best is to serve your team first, to be sure your team is in a good spot. So I think that we've been so lucky, so fortunate. We have talented, skilled, high-driving folks that want to be with other folks and want to serve. So that's what we would refer to as the MedAxiom way.
Yeah, I really want to punctuate that, because I kind of dip in and out with Heart Talks. But what I see in your staff is everyone is serving each other. It's like, I can't find this. Oh, I got it. I don't know that. Oh, I do. I mean, it's almost like this really smooth machine that works together.
Yeah, so it's this complicated dynamic of everybody's job is everybody's job. Yeah. Okay, while at the same time we have experts that really focus on things. But if there's something I can do to help you, I'm darn sure going to do it, expecting that if there's something I need, I can count on you to do it for me.
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely true. All right, so given your passion, for physician leadership, what strategies do you find most effective for preparing physicians to step beyond that clinical role and really lead the organization and industry-wide change when it comes to that business side? Because that's not something that's necessarily, taught in school.
Yeah, so I think the first element of that for me is humility, where many physicians, they don't have an IQ problem. I mean, these are smart, high-driving men and women, and there can be a tendency in any discipline that when you're really good at something, folks tend to think, well, I'm pretty good at something else too. Well, the fact of the matter is, in the business and the non-clinical competencies of healthcare, most of us that are really good clinicians have not had any exposure to truly elite business skills. So a humility to say, hey, I got to go learn from somebody else that knows this. So I think that my first advice to folks that want to get in this game is don't think you know it right now. Go, there's great scholarship out there, go learn it. And it can be learned. So and there are lots of tools out there, because the skills to be a good clinician and the skills to be a good leader in the non-clinical competencies are comparable, but the scholarship around them is very different.
Yeah. All right, so let's kind of delve back. You said you work with sports teams, and you had some great experience with that. Maybe if you weren't working in healthcare, is that something you would be doing?
Yeah, when people ask me that question, it's really easy. I would for sure be doing that. I'm a sports nut. And in fact, I didn't go straight to medical school. I actually coached basketball and thought about playing elsewhere, and so there's no doubt, and I believe that it's been a gift from God, calling to come do healthcare, and I've loved every moment of it. But I can tell you, there's plenty of times I've wondered, man, should I have been
like a GM?
Coaching basketball? Yeah, exactly. No, exactly right. I mean, should I have been down that path?
Fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're right where you need to be.
Well, thank you.
Also, let's talk about your family. I mean, you have 3 boys. One son is a musician at heart, but then also has pursued some other things. That's really important to you. Even your wife, Cindy, she travels with you a lot. How do you keep that family the core of everything despite everything you're trying to manage?
Yeah, and thank you for that question. And, at the risk of being corny, I don't mean to do that. So I got married in the 4th year of medical school, which, by the way, is the easiest year. But Cindy, honestly, got me through all of the hard stuff. We were coming up on our 43rd wedding anniversary, and I've just been blessed beyond belief. 3 sons, 36, 38, 40, a healthcare attorney, a U.S. attorney, and then a musician / business guy. And we've just been blessed with, we all like each other. It's a nice family. We came from nice families, and I truly view it as a gift from God.
Yeah, it works, and you need that support,
Yeah, it really, there's a relatedness that makes people whole. There are many things that you do yourself that are important. You want to be good at things, but you need to have the shelter of each other. And family has always been very important to me, and Cindy has always made things easy for me. And so actually it's been an easy transition when the boys all, and that's obviously they left home a long time ago. We have 10 grandkids. When I started traveling, the deal was we would just travel together. So it makes it an adventure, not work.
Yeah, after all these years, and you're still doing it. And
it's been such a blessing.
Yeah, no doubt. I see you at the conferences, and you're so accessible. You make yourself accessible to the members, to your staff. I do wonder, what is your mentality when you're in these environments? Is that what it's really all about? It's just making sure that you're there and you're making that connection?
Well, I have a great team that surrounds me. It's funny, I kid. So at heart on all these testing things, I'm as far to the introvert scale as you can get. So we sometimes kid that Cindy gives me a bunch of extrovert pills so I can go out and say hi to folks and meet them and then go back to the room and just crash. But no, in all seriousness, I am so energized by being around folks that do stuff other than me. I think that a gift I have been given is I love being around folks that know stuff I don't know. And at MedAxiom, inside the team, that's the case. And then our membership is so fun. It's full of folks that know things other than that I don't know, and so that actually gets me through the day, so to speak, in the meetings.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just talk about the future. Innovation has been something you've been talking about for years. AI, how that's impacting the healthcare industry. What are your thoughts just on what this looks like 3-4 years from now?
Once again, appreciate you asking me that question because I have a slightly different tack than some may have on this. I think that what's happening in innovation, AI in particular, but innovation in general, is going to be revolutionary, game-changing, quantum changes, much like the internet was. In other words, I think that these, of course, people get better, stronger, smarter. We learn things as we go, but I think that what's happening now is going to be a quantum change, meaning we're going to go from here to another level. The reason I start with that is that you'll hear a lot of folks in healthcare talk about the sky's falling, cardiologists are getting, or physicians are getting old, regulations are increasing, we don't have enough people to take care of the aging population. I feel exactly the opposite. I feel like it's a great opportunity and that the new tools that we're being given through a variety of innovations, through the human in the loop of artificial intelligence to actually make us better at what we do, I actually think it's an exciting time that will actually move our profession forward as long as we keep the professional component of it.
Yeah, no doubt. I remember a convention a couple years ago and you were really trying to not make it the scary thing that we can't control, but again, just staying in it, understanding it, moving with it, not running from it, and keeping that human piece in.
No, that's exactly right. I don't think it's scary. I think it's an opportunity. And when you go back, it is one of the advantages of getting a little older. You can start going back and say, there have always been, there have been world wars, there have been other pandemics, there have been stock market crashes, on and on. Stuff happens.
We're still here.
And we walk through it, right? Yeah. And so I think that, and I don't mean to come across as a Pollyanna. Stuff is hard for sure. And that's where the leadership is required because you have to help folks to understand there's a common goal that we're going for and we can do it together.
All right. perfect. I think we'll end on that note, on a high note, as we look towards the future. So Dr. Jerry Blackwell, President and CEO of MedAxiom, thank you so much for joining us today on this Heart Talk.
Bless you. Thank you.